Hey everyone, my name is Dustin. I'm here today at Waystone with my buddy Connor. We are going to run you through how to play a narrative mission using the campaign system that I've created called the Force Command Primer. We've both created some new campaign forces. Connor, do you want to give everyone a little bit of background?
Absolutely. These are the Surat Hawks, a provisional garrison cluster from Clan Jade Falcon. During the third wave of the Falcon advance into the Lyran Commonwealth, the Surat Hawks were deployed to tamp down rebellion which had sprung up against the clan occupation. Charged with guarding outposts deemed too inconsequential for real warriors, the Surat Hawks go where they are sent, hoping each day to see actual enemies upon the horizon.
For the folks who didn't see the last video, when I created my campaign force, they are an ex-Com Guard force that have turned mercenary. And they're pretty slim in terms of their finances right now, so they're trying to play it safe. We've been trying to find some recon contracts that will allow us to kind of get in, get out without too much damage to our force. Hopefully our run-in with the Surat Hawks today won't cause too much damage. Before we actually generate the specifics of the mission, I just want to give a quick note. We're both here because we want to help each other have fun, and we want to tell a good story together. I think we would both agree that it wouldn't be telling a good story if one of us just ground the other into dust on our first mission. It doesn't mean that we need to play poorly or make bad decisions, but it's just something to keep in mind. Whenever you're starting to think about forming a campaign with your playgroup, talk about that as early as possible and make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's actually get into generating a mission. The first thing that we need to do is decide if our forces are performing a contract or committing an act of piracy. A contract just means that we have an employer or a superior officer that's given us some sort of order that we need to carry out. Piracy is going to involve committing some sort of crime, whether it's violence or theft or raids of some kind. We're both doing a contract mission today, I presume.
Yes, it is impossible for me to commit piracy, as it's not piracy when the clans do it.
Okay, fair enough. Now we have to actually choose our objectives. One thing that we both want to keep in mind is that our objectives actually pit us against each other in some way. Although a neat thing about this narrative system is that victory doesn't need to be mutually exclusive. We might both have objectives that do force us to face each other, but that we can both achieve throughout the course of the mission.
As a provisional garrison cluster assigned to inconsequential targets, I have taken the Asset Protection primary objective, which means of the 11 buildings here on our map, I must preserve at least 6 of them from destruction. My secondary objective, however, is to be the last one standing. Then for my commander agenda, I have chosen hidden targets. As we are unconnected to clan intelligence or any kind of intelligence, really, all relevant targets are unknown to me, and I have to go in figuring out which buildings Dustin is targeting.
It sounds like the Surat Hawks were assigned here because it's unlikely that there's anything important here. But for some reason, my employers think that there is. There are 3 buildings here on the board that I need to scan with my forces in order to achieve my primary objective. My employer has also asked that I clear the zone, and then our final secondary objective is to discourage pursuit. I also chose a commander agenda. The agenda today is bullet time. We want to complete the primary objective without any units being crippled or destroyed.
Spheroids don't understand that survival is Desgra.
Now we are both performing a contract, which means we have to negotiate our salvage rights. Let's roll the dice. Oh, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Reputation. With a reputation as low as the Surat Hawks and a resourcefulness skill of only 7.
My salvage is 0. As though I would want to salvage your inferior designs.
With a 7 and a reputation and resourcefulness, where I'm at, it looks like we will end up with 5 salvage points. So if the Hospitalers can destroy some enemy mechs, or at least knock some arms or legs off, we might be able to salvage some of that fancy clan tech. And that's one of the coolest things about doing a narrative mission like this, is even if I realize I'm not going to be able to achieve my primary objective at some point, I can find other ways to play that would probably benefit my force in a really powerful way. Let's start thinking about our rosters and how we might actually deploy them. The Surat Hawks have access to more units that are all stronger and worth a much higher battle value. I think your force almost doubles mine in battle value.
Nearly, yeah.
The way that we resolve that is that we actually talk about balance at the point when we sit down to do a mission. So Connor and I have talked a little bit about our objectives, and we've decided that for some reason...
I bid away 2 of my mechs.
Ah, perfect. So you've bid them away. That's a really thematic reason that the Surat Hawks might not be using all of their mechs today. And your BV is still a little bit higher than mine, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But we both felt okay with that because my primary mission objectives, the ones that will earn me the most money today, don't really involve fighting with Connor's mechs. If I can scoot around with a little VTOL that's like 200 battle value or however much it is, and get all my scanning data, then BV's not really that great of a measure of balance for a mission like this.
I've also bid away my 2 fastest mechs, which was one of your objectives, was to cripple those. So we could also modify your secondary objective to crippling just my commander.
The Surat Hawks are actually going to be deploying in sort of in the middle of the board because they're protecting these buildings here, and I'm going to be entering from this board edge. The one last thing we need to do is make a tactics roll. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Connor has rolled a 10 and I rolled an 8. Star Commander Amiko's tactics skill is a mere 7, which means it was actually reduced by 1 to a 9, which is...
Lightning deployment. The lightning reflexes of the Falcon.
But, unbeknownst to the Surat Hawks, Commander Raven Armistead has the tactical acumen to be able to deploy an ambushing mech. Okay, I think we're ready to get started, so I think we should jump into it.
All right, sounds good.
What a game.
What a game.
Do you want to run people through what took place here?
Absolutely. So, the Surat Hawks deployed 3 of their powerful machines to the center of this outpost here. The disgraceful spheroids took advantage of Clan Zelbriggan in order to challenge my commander to a duel. Your Phoenix Hawk skirmished with my Rifleman C. Through the, again, inferior tactic of jumping behind me and shooting me in the back, caused an ammo explosion, utterly destroying my Rifleman C.
Ultimately, my commander still lost the duel and was forced to retreat. I was able to deploy the Mongoose near the back of the map, and it was able to kind of run around gathering scanning data alongside the VTOL. I wasn't able to achieve the objective to destroy 6 buildings. My Phoenix Hawk was crippled, which means my commander agenda was failed, and I wasn't able to cripple or destroy the summoner. What about your objectives?
I succeeded in my duty of protecting at least 6 buildings on the map, so I succeeded in my primary objective. I had more tonnage on the board at the end, and I succeeded in my commander agenda of being unaware of what your objective actually was.
I feel pretty good about the outcome for me. I made some money, which was my primary goal. One of my mechs did get crippled. I might have some repair costs to deal with in force maintenance after this.
I will need to recruit some other ancient 30-year-old in order to pilot my next mech, but other than that, we will ride again.
If you're interested in trying this out and making some cool, hilarious Battletech stories with your friends, the Force Command Primer is available to download for free. I'm going to be posting the links in the description. Those don't work if you're on mobile, so I'm going to post them in a pinned comment as well. If you have been trying this out and you have any feedback or you notice anything that's off about it, I'm collecting feedback and answering questions for people in a Discord server that I've created just for the Force Command Primer. So I'll leave a link to that as well. I might make a video soon about force maintenance before we deploy on another mission. So if you're interested in seeing me walk through that next step, that's really like the last section of the book, then let me know. I would love to make a video explaining that, because personally I find force maintenance to be one of the most fun aspects of this system. I had a ton of fun playing with you, Connor.
Thank you so much, Dustin.
Yeah, good game.
Good game. Do you want to challenge me to a duel?
Well, having faced the clans before, I would know how to take advantage of you.
Part of issuing it according to the Zelbriggen rules is you do have to make a speech.
Okay, I'm not gonna make the speech on camera.
Mercenary scum! You wear the colors of the victors of Tukiad, yet what do you truly know of honor? Face me in an honorable trial of position!